Hi guys, Fraz here. Welcome back to another episode of Clash Royale. So before we actually do begin the video, please leave a like after the video if you enjoyed, or maybe now, if you are just a standard liker. So, what are we going to do today? Well, I actually want to talk to you guys about cards that need to be nerfed, and I'm going to open some chests. So, we're going to be opening the chest first, because I always do that in the video, and after that, I'm just going to talk about decks or cards that need to be nerfed. So this is going to be not another real deck review or anything. So I just have two of these things that I can open and nothing more. So I got the clan chest and I actually want to see if I can actually do this. So in friendly challenge, no. So I'm getting at least one guaranteed epic and 13 rares. So if I do get an epic second last, and there's a lot of rares in it, I'm going to get a legendary. So I am sincerely hoping that that is the case, in this case of course. So I do get a lot of gold, that is actually quite necessary, but the elite barbarians, okay. So that's my first epic. Is this going to be an epic? No, so what are we going to be getting? You have got to be fucking shitting me! Oh my god, I did not expect this at all. Wow! Wow, how did this happen? How does this keep happening to me? Legend, I can upgrade the lumberjack now. I don't believe this. This is, wow, I am honestly surprised. I was like, okay, so I'm getting another epic. And what is with my luck lately? Graveyard, lumberjack, Sparky. And now another lumberjack. Wow, this is amazing! I don't know how I do this, honestly. And I can't even upgrade it, but that doesn't really matter. How did I even do that? Wow! I am honestly surprised right now. So let this sink in for me, okay? I'll be right back. Alright, so I've calmed down a little, and just now, my mom came in. She barged in the front door right after I put the video to a halt, I guess, and I just calmed down for a little. I talked to her and meh, and now I'm relaxed again. So no more me surprised voice thing. So we're going to talk about the things that actually need a nerf. So there's a lot of cards that actually need a nerf for me. But I'm only going to talk about the main ones, and I'm just going to scroll from top to bottom. So I'm just going to start right here. So my deck that I'm currently using, it's not really a good deck or something, but nothing has to be nerfed in here. So that's about it. So the commons, everything you can see is Kelly's meh. The Ice Spirit is actually one that I think that should be nerfed a little bit in terms of freezing time. Sap is okay, Knight is okay, Bomber is okay, Barbarians are good enough. Goblins, maybe they can be a little bit in terms of more lives, but I don't think that is the case. And here we have the Royal Giant, Minion Horde and Elite Barbarians. I do actually want to talk about the Royal Giant. It can be nerfed a little bit, doesn't necessarily have to be nerfed for me. Minion Horde is a meh as well, that doesn't really matter. It gets countered quite easily by the wizard and the arrows and the zap and everything, It's just very good as a defense, and even a fireball can kill it, so I don't see why people fireball Minion Horde, to be honest, if you can also zap it, or maybe just put a wizard down, I mean, fireball does a lot more damage than lives, than they actually have lives, so. But the Elite Barbarians, these guys are so fucking annoying, because they are the current meta. And if there's a current meta, it means everybody is using it. And it just says spawn pair of leveled up barbarians. They're like regular barbarians, only harder, better, faster, stronger. I think they are referencing to that song, but that doesn't really matter for me. So they do 241 damage, and they have a hit speed of 1.4 seconds. And to be honest, that is really a lot. 241 damage. And they are also very tough to beat, because they are tough cookies. And they can take a tower just with the two of them. They can take an entire tower. And you shouldn't let these guys get into your tower, and they are also very hard to counter because you can put a cannon down, but those guys do so much damage that it's like the lumberjack, but there's two lumberjacks in this case, and I do have the lumberjack. I do have two lumberjacks right now, and I'm going to upgrade one of them soon. But it's such, yeah, I mean, just look at it. 1.4 hit speed, very fast. So they are very fast in terms of running and very fast in terms of hitting. And the targets are only ground, so luckily a Mininoid can counter them. But who says that if you put your Mininoid down on an Elite Barbarians, that your enemy doesn't have arrows or zap or wizard or whatever, you know? And who says that your enemy doesn't have anything to counter your counter? That is the problem with the Elite Barbarians. They are just too tough. I honestly think that they should get a nerf in lives as well as damage. And that is my honest opinion, and I think most people can agree with me on that one, because if you just look at this, if you just take a look at this, you know, the damage they do, I don't mind, but they are so tough, and that is the problem. And honestly, maybe they should put it to 7 elixir instead of 6 or something. They should do something to make it a little bit harder for the people who use Elite Barbarians. Because right now it's too easy to take towers with Elite Barbarians, and that is exactly why I don't use them. I like to be unique when I make my own decks, you know? I mean, of course, the decks that I make, maybe they have already been used, but not the way I use them, because I always use them differently as they are. Like I said, Royal Giant could use a little nerf in terms of damage, because he does a little too much, but for the rest that doesn't really matter. Ice Golem is just, together with the Elite Barbarians, is unstoppable. Tombstone does the same thing. Fireball is a real pain in the ass lately. Rockets, I've seen a couple people actually playing with rockets lately. Inferno Tower, a lot of people are playing with that as well. And yeah, then we have the Elite Barbarian Hut. I've pretty much been wrecked by Elite Barbarian Hut deck. I think it was 2 days ago. 3 Muskies, don't see a lot of people playing with that in the arenas I'm in. We got the mirror and the spells, blah blah blah. And yeah, that I don't think the witch, I think she doesn't need a nerf, she needs a little buff, because she can't even spawn kill boss, how do you say that, the Larrys anymore. I mean, if they are like level 3 or something and she's like level 2, she can't one KO them anymore. That's a real problem for her. Because she used to be a very good counter to the Skeleton Army, and now the Skeleton Army is a good counter to her if their level is high enough, so that's the problem. And then, honestly, there's 2 cards in here that I think should get a nerf, being the Golem and the Graveyard. And the Golem, honestly, meh. Look at it. It has 4k lives, so I think it has the most lives out of all the things that we have seen so far. And it, of course, it's costing 8 elixir, so that doesn't really matter, but it's just very hard to counter, and that's why it should get a nerf. And I think a little nerf in lives, not damage, because it doesn't do that much damage at all, even though it spawns Golemites after it. So I mean, its hit speed doesn't do much, but its death damage, you know, it's a very good counter for pretty much small units, of course, you know, and also big units actually, right? It's a good counter for small and big units, basically, because, yeah, meh. But you have to be aware that if you do that, you are losing 8 elixir. So if you put a golem down, you are from 10 to 2. So maybe you should take a look at your deck first, if you have a golem. And meh, I honestly, it just does need a nerf in lives or something, or maybe just in damage. It shouldn't be nerfed a lot like the Elite Barbarians, because I honestly think that they should get a nerf in lives and damage, but because they are way too strong as of now. Like I said, they can take an entire tower by themselves, and that doesn't have to be the case. You know, that's just too easy. And yeah, the golem, meh, it's very hard to counter, so that's why I think it should need a nerf. And then last but not least, I think the graveyard should need a nerf as well. But I honestly don't think that it should get a, or that it's actually getting a nerf. I think it should get a little nerf in terms of the skellies, because when you put it with the golem, it's a 3 crown. It's a guaranteed 3 crown, because no one can counter these two together. You just have, it's just 13 elixir, and your opponent will have to at least drop 20 elixir to counter the entire thing, you know, and especially in double overtime, or overtime, however you want to call it, it's quite hard. So yeah, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all again next time.